There are hundreds of website builders out there, and you are trying to figure out which one is the right for your business. And the reality is, if you pick the wrong one, it's gonna cost you months of frustration. While the right pick is gonna have you live and looking professional quick. My name is David, and I've built over 300 websites in the last decade on every major platform. So today, I'm gonna show you my honest verdict, which builder wins for service business, e-commerce, portfolio, restaurants, and any small business trying to update their website online. Let's get into it. Now, before we dive in, a quick note. I have links for all the tools that we're going to discuss in today's video in the description. If you want to go deeper on any of the tools or get started with any of them, just use those links down below. And I do want to say thank you to the team at Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and I will let you know that all the opinions in this video are mine. Now, by the end of the video, my goal is to get you started with the right platform for your needs. And so we're gonna use the framework that I give to any business owner. And there are 5 things that actually matter. 1 is ease of setup. Can you get a real professional looking site that does what you need? Or is it going to be a long, expensive, difficult process? 2, the actual design quality. Does your site actually look like a professional modern business, or does it look like it was built in 2012? 3, built-in business tools. The question we're going to answer here is, can the platform handle the things that your business actually need, like scheduling, payments, video hosting, e-commerce, email marketing, contact forms, and more? 4th, we have to talk about pricing and the actual total cost. This is the real cost when you add up hosting, plugins, templates, and the time you spend to maintain your site. And 5, we need to talk about ongoing maintenance. Once your site is live, what is it going to take to keep it updated? And one of the biggest questions here, and I think is the most important that gets overlooked, is will you be able to update the site yourself, or will you need a developer for everything? These 5 are going to help you understand which platform is best for your needs. So let's start with the first platform, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform. It has hosting, templates, your domain, SEO tools, email campaigns, scheduling through Acuity, e-commerce, video hosting, AI tools. Everything is built in. And that means you're gonna have one login, and most plans are gonna give you unlimited users. So let's start to cover our 5-part framework for Squarespace with number 1, ease of setup. In my opinion, this is best in class. You could have a beautiful, modern, professional website in a weekend. You just pick a template, swap in your content, connect your domain, and hit publish. Done. And you're live. On top of that, with Blueprint AI, Squarespace's AI-powered design tool, you can generate a personalized starter site that includes layout, copy, and images tailored to your specific business in minutes. It's definitely worth trying out if you haven't seen it yet. And if you struggle with starting with a blank page, this removes that problem completely. When it comes to ease of setup, I would compare Squarespace to the Apple of website design experience. You just click edit, make your adjustments, hit save, and it's live on your website. Next, let's talk about design quality, and this is what Squarespace is known for. Every template is designed by their in-house team, and that's why they have award-winning templates, plus the template is going to be mobile responsive from the start. And why this matters for you is that it's really difficult to build an ugly Squarespace website. In a lot of good ways, the platform won't let you. Next, let's talk about built-in business tools. Squarespace covers what you need: online booking, scheduling through Acuity, payments through Squarespace Payments, Stripe, and PayPal, e-commerce, email marketing campaigns, gated content, courses, lead capture forms, analytics, SEO, and a lot more. As well as their Beacon AI, their built-in AI business assistant. This can help you with content creation, SEO optimization, and marketing automations right from your dashboard. And that means you don't need to install 100 plugins just to get started. Next, let's talk about pricing. Now, your website is gonna fall somewhere between $16 a month all the way up to $39 a month, depending on your plan when it's billed annually. Unless you need the most advanced commerce tools, this is gonna include hosting, your free domain for your first year, SSL, unlimited bandwidth, and 24/7 support. They do offer a few add-ons that could be unique to your business. But to have your site up, live, connect your domain, you could do all of that with Squarespace with no surprises. Finally, let's talk about maintenance, which I would define as basically zero. Squarespace is gonna handle updates, security, backups, and uptime. You get to just focus on your business. And that means when it comes to updating your site, it's really straightforward. Like I mentioned earlier, you just click edit, update what you like, whether it's text, images, videos, the layout, hit save, and it's live. So whether you are a consultant, a coach, a freelancer, an agency, a law firm, a creative, a financial advisor, a wellness practice, Squarespace will give you more than what you need, and it will grow with you. And the same is true for local businesses and e-commerce stores. And one of my favorite parts is if you need to launch a site by the weekend, which a lot of businesses usually find themselves in this position, you could hit the link down below, start your free trial with Squarespace, and have your site up by Monday. And don't forget there's an extra discount code down there for you as well. For our next platform, let's talk about Wix. Wix is what I would call the ultimate insurance policy of website builders. So if you need a specific feature in the future that you're not necessarily aware of right now, they probably have it. Whether it's e-commerce, restaurant ordering, member areas, multilingual websites, Wix probably has it somewhere in their app market. They truly offer maximum flexibility. Now, starting with our framework, ease of setup. This is solid. You could get a Wix website set up pretty quickly. There is a bit of a learning curve with their editor because they give you a lot of design freedom, which may sound good, but it also requires a lot of understanding of how mobile responsiveness works, where to put content and where not to put content, what padding is, what margin is, because that design freedom does come with a lot more decision making, which means more ways to break the layout and more time spent figuring out how the editor wants you to do things. So just keep that in mind. Next, let's talk about design quality. Wix has hundreds of templates and the newer ones look very modern. This would be the one catch. The best looking Wix templates often are single page websites. And that means the moment you need a real multi-page website that includes home, services, about, contact, blog, you're building those extra pages yourself. And they rarely match the polish of the homepage you started with. So if you're looking through their templates, try to find a template that will actually match the needs of the website you're building in terms of pages. Now, let's talk about built-in business tools. As I mentioned, this is the best insurance policy. Wix covers most of what any business is going to need, from bookings, payment, e-commerce, email marketing, forms, it's all there. And Wix specifically has an app market that gives you access to 800 additional tools that you could layer on, which is part of this insurance policy that I mentioned. Now, when it comes to pricing, Wix does offer a free plan that you could use to test out the platform, but it does come with limitations. Wix branding is on your site, no custom domain, and limited storage. So the reality is that if you are operating a business, this is not going to work. You will need a paid plan. Paid plans start at $17 a month, and business and e-commerce plans run from $29 to $39 a month when billed annually. And annual plans are going to include a free domain for your first year. Now, each of their plans does offer a lot of nuance, as you can see on my screen, from 2 collaborators to 5 collaborators to 10 collaborators, and the amount of storage you get. But generally, the core things you need for your website are included with Wix. You don't need additional tools. Finally, let's talk about maintenance with Wix. Generally, if you have a website that is built and that you love, it should be easy for you to update. As I mentioned before, the editor is really flexible. Wix is going to allow you to drop any element anywhere on their page. So if you do have a very specific layout in mind, Wix is going to give you the freedom to build it. And overall, Wix is going to be the right pick if you have a very specific layout vision and you want total drag and drop control. For everyone else, Squarespace is going to give you a better looking site with less work. Now, our next platform is Shopify, and this is going to be best for serious e-commerce. In some ways, Shopify isn't really a website builder. It's an e-commerce platform that happens to have a website attached. And that means if your business is primarily about selling products online, this is the platform built for that. When it comes to ease of setup, setting up your products, your inventory, shipping, taxes, and checkout is easier on Shopify than anywhere else. However, if you've ever talked to anyone who has tried to launch a site on Shopify, the design experience is something people genuinely dread. A lot of business owners get stuck and never launch their site because of it. What ends up happening is that you'll need to hire a developer to help you build the site, and that could cost anywhere between a few $100 to a few $1,000s. And don't get me started if you do need some special type of functionality in terms of your product variables and your checkout experience. So my honest take here, if you are primarily running an e-commerce store, find a template you love on Shopify, start there even if you have to pay for it. A good premium template is going to save you a massive amount of time and headache compared to fighting with the free ones. A good template is going to cost you anywhere between $200 to $400, which this leads us to design quality. The themes are good, especially the premium ones from the Shopify theme store. They're built specifically for product-first sites with strong product pages, collections, and checkout flows. And if you are able to find a developer who knows how to customize Shopify, you can get a really beautiful website. Next, let's talk about built-in business tools. Shopify is unmatched for e-commerce. So we're talking inventory, abandoned cart recovery, shipping, taxes, email campaigns, multi-channel selling across Amazon, Instagram, TikTok Shop, point of sale, customer accounts. It's deep. Nearly anything you can think of when it comes to your e-commerce experience can be found in Shopify with their app store. There are over 10,000 apps to choose from. Next, let's talk about pricing. Plans do start at $29 a month for basic, which is going to give you the ability to start selling online. But most small businesses I see need to start with the Grow plan that starts at $95 a month, which doesn't include their advanced plan that starts at $360 a month or their Plus plan that's $2,300 a month. And everything I just mentioned with pricing is billed annually. The biggest thing to consider across all of these plans is probably going to come down to transaction fees. And on top of that, the real cost that most people don't expect with Shopify is going to be their app store. Almost every serious Shopify store ends up paying for several different apps like reviews, upsells, SMS marketing, and subscriptions. But what I think makes all of this worthwhile is if you need these three things, which is going to be the world's best checkout experience, the ability to have your online store and in-person store sync, and that way you could sell from your phone, a card reader, online or in person, or in your local store, or through a local POS. And finally, if you want to show up everywhere that people are shopping, whether it's TikTok, ChatGPT, on a Google search, or on your e-commerce experience, Shopify is going to offer all of that. Next, let's talk about maintenance. Updating products, pricing, or your blog is going to be really straightforward. However, if you do want to make in-depth or real design changes to the layout, you'll probably need a developer to help. So overall, Shopify is the right pick if your business is primarily e-commerce. If you're going to sell products online as your main revenue source, you're processing real volume, and you need inventory management with multi-channel selling, and you're going to want to scale over time, Shopify is built for you. Our next platform is WordPress, and this is going to be great if you're looking for deep customizations. WordPress powers a big portion of the internet, and there's a reason for that. It's completely open source and it's infinitely flexible. And honestly, there is a plugin for almost everything you could imagine. But for most small business owners watching this video, WordPress is rarely the right choice. And I'm gonna tell you why. When it comes to ease of setup, WordPress is difficult. Out of the box, WordPress gives you an empty dashboard and a steep learning curve. The dashboard was designed, 20 plus years ago, and isn't built for today's needs. If anything, it's too complicated to build a real business website. As well as you need to source your own hosting separately, buy a domain separately, install a theme separately, install a page builder like Elementor, install an SEO plugin, install a forms plugin, install a security plugin, just to get started and compare to the 3 tools that we've already discussed. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you don't even know if it's the right solution. Next, when it comes to design quality, this is wildly inconsistent. Yes, some WordPress themes are gorgeous, but many are dated, and it's really hard to tell the actual quality of a theme from just looking at it. You don't know if it was built by a team, a solo developer, if it's being maintained or not. Now, let's talk about built-in business tools. The core phrase here is built-in, so that means there's virtually none that are native. Everything is a plugin. If you want bookings, it's a plugin. If you want email marketing, it's a plugin. If you want basic security for your website, it's a plugin. Each one is a separate vendor with its own update cycle and its own subscription, which leads us to pricing. And on the surface, WordPress is free, but it is by no means actually free. By the time you add in hosting, a premium theme, a page builder, the essential plugins, most WordPress sites cost more than you would expect. And that's not counting if you need to actually hire a developer to make your site look and feel the way you want. And the bottom line here is if you do want a high level of control of everything, that's great, and WordPress is an amazing solution. But most business owners want to grow their company and not their development skills. So I would just keep that in mind. When it comes to maintenance, this is by far the worst. WordPress updates happen constantly, as well as plugins, and things end up breaking. As a small business owner, spending nights and weekends making sure that your plugins are working is honestly complete chaos, especially in today's world. So WordPress is going to be the right pick if you do have very specific customization needs, or if you have a developer that already knows WordPress really well and you know they can produce a site that you're gonna love. But for the average small business owner, I would not recommend this. Next, let's talk about Webflow, and this is going to be best for designers. Webflow is honestly a beautiful platform, but it's built for a very specific kind of person. When it comes to ease of use, the learning curve is steep. Webflow is designed for people who understand CSS, flexboxes, and classes. And if you don't understand what I just said, Webflow is going to be a daunting builder. Next, with design quality, this is exceptional. Webflow templates are professionally designed, and the platform gives you precise control over every detail, which is amazing if you are a developer. Next, when it comes to built-in business tools, this is quite limited. Webflow's most standout feature is their CMS, which is a content management system, and they do have basic e-commerce functionality, but they don't have native things like scheduling, email marketing, or the kind of small business tools that you're gonna need out of the gate. And that means you'll be integrating a lot of third-party tools, which generally are gonna work, but you're just gonna wanna keep that in mind. When it comes to pricing, their pricing gets confusing quickly. Their plans do start at $15 a month for basic and $25 a month for their new premium plan when either plan is billed annually. If you want to add e-commerce on that, you're looking at a range anywhere between $29 a month to $212 a month. They also have add-ons, and you do need to pay for every user in the workspace, which is another fee as well. On their pricing page alone, there are over 17 options for pricing plans, which just shows you it can get confusing quickly. Finally, when it comes to maintenance, Webflow handles hosting and the platform, which is great. The issue though is editing. Webflow has an editor mode that lets you update text and images on existing pages, which is fine for content. But the moment you want to adjust anything structurally, like a new section, layout changes, any real design updates, you're back in the designer, which is going to require development knowledge, like I mentioned earlier. So for most non-technical business owners, they're going to need to hire a developer to help them launch their site and maintain it. So Webflow is the right pick for you if you are a designer, you have one on your team, or you're hiring an agency to build and maintain the site for you. As a DIY tool for a non-technical small business owner, it is the wrong fit. And finally, the sixth platform we're going to talk about today is Hostinger. If price is the absolute #1 factor for you and you just need a basic site online, Hostinger is the budget option that I'm going to point you towards. When it comes to ease of setup, Hostinger has an AI website builder that gets you online quickly. It's going to be simpler than the bigger platforms, and that means it's going to be easier to use, but more limited in what you can do. When it comes to design quality, it's fine, but it's nothing special. It's definitely not in the same league as Squarespace or Webflow, but it is acceptable for a simple website. Not my favorite, but it'll work. When it comes to built-in business tools, this is pretty basic. Hostinger has the essentials, but there is very limited depth here. And again, if you don't know what you're gonna need in the future, you're probably gonna run into frustrations down the road when you start to build out your site further. When it comes to pricing, again, this is the whole appeal. Plans start at just a few dollars a month, sometimes even under $5 a month on the longer term plans. Annual plans also do include a free domain for your first year. When it comes to maintenance, Hostinger handles hosting and platform updates, and the AI builder is simple enough that you can make updates yourself. The trade-off is really the platform ceiling. If your business grows past a basic site online, you have outgrown Hostinger and you're gonna need to rebuild somewhere else. Overall, Hostinger is going to be the right pick if you're truly on the tightest budget possible and need to be online today. For everyone else, paying a few extra dollars for a different platform is going to give you so much more and grow with you. So let me put this all together by business type. If you are a service business, a consultant, a coach, a freelancer, an agency, a lawyer, a financial advisor, wellness practice, dentist, medical practice, I'm gonna recommend Squarespace. Next up, if you're in the creative world, whether it's photography, designers, videography, writers, musicians, artists, Squarespace again. If you're a local business, say a small retailer, a restaurant, a salon, or a contractor, I'll recommend Squarespace. But with one caveat, if you are doing heavy e-commerce in your retail store as well as online, I definitely recommend Shopify. If you want the best insurance policy, take a look at Wix. And if you do have heavy customizations or a developer who could lead the project, take a look at WordPress or Webflow. And if you're on the tightest possible budget, Hostinger will get you up and running. And I know I might sound a bit biased, but after building 300 plus websites as a developer, I have found Squarespace to be the best site across all 5 parts of this framework for most small business owners. I'm talking about 95% of business owners watching this. The answer is going to be Squarespace. You just pick out a template you like, add in your content, connect your domain, and you are live. And don't forget, I do have links to every single platform that we talked about down below in the description. That way you could go take a look at their templates, their sites, and get a feel for it. And if you do decide to go with Squarespace, don't forget to use that code down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more content like this, subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.